Welcome to the channel. For centuries, the diamond standard was simple: white. The ultimate perfection was the absence of color, the D-flawless stone, a symbol of purity and scarcity. It was a race for clarity, for the void. But what if I told you the new standard for ultimate rarity, for a true heirloom that captures history and billion-year-old secrets, is a flash of color so vivid it exists outside the traditional grading scale? Today we are moving beyond the 4 C's of carat, cut, clarity, and colorless color. We are exploring the concept of bespoke diamond color, a world where value is dictated not by the lack of an element, but by the perfect presence of a single exotic trace element or a unique geological quirk. We're dissecting the science, the history, and the shocking investment potential of fancy color diamonds, gems so rare that for every 10,000 standard diamonds mined, only one will qualify as a true fancy color. This is the art of owning a hue no one else can replicate. Part 1. Beyond D to Z, the spectrum of scarcity. The traditional diamond color scale runs from D, which is perfectly colorless, all the way to Z, which has a light yellow or brown tint. In this scale, the lower you go, the lower the value. Fancy color diamonds exist entirely beyond the Z grade. They are an exclusive realm where the value equation is flipped. The deeper, the more saturated, and the more unique the color, the more valuable the stone becomes. A fancy vivid red diamond is not just more expensive than a D flawless, it is considered a different asset class entirely. So, where does this exquisite color come from? It's a profound lesson in geology and deep earth chemistry. Yellow diamonds. These are the most common fancy colors, created when trace amounts of nitrogen atoms become trapped in the carbon lattice structure, absorbing blue light and reflecting yellow. They are classified as type 1b diamonds, while the most common fancy color, the highly saturated canary yellows or fancy vivid yellows, are still exceptional. Blue diamonds, infinitely rarer, their captivating deep-sea color is caused by the presence of trace amounts of boron. The famed 45-carat Hope diamond, the most famous gem on Earth, owes its fancy deep grayish-blue hue to the single element. This trace boron allows the diamond to absorb red and yellow light, resulting in the iconic blue. Blue diamonds are classified as type 2b, the only diamonds that conduct electricity. Studies indicate that blue diamonds form at depths 4 times greater than most other diamonds, up to 400 miles beneath the surface, further cementing their rarity. Red and pink diamonds. These are the rarest and most mysterious of all. Unlike yellow and blue, their color is not due to a chemical impurity. It is caused by plastic deformation, immense, violent pressure deep within the earth that physically strains the diamond's crystal structure, causing it to absorb light differently. This incredible trauma, often occurring along narrow parallel bands called graining, absorbs green light, making the diamond appear pink. They are often classified as type 2A, known for their chemical purity. This is why high-quality red diamonds are often small, as the forces required often compromise the gem's integrity. The most intense color, fancy red, is so rare that only about 30 true fancy red diamonds are believed to exist in the world, with most weighing under 1 carat. The formation is so violent that gemologists have only recently been able to theorize the exact nature of the defect. It is believed that the tremendous stress creates vacancies in the lattice, which then bond with neighboring nitrogen atoms, creating a specific light absorption center responsible for the rose hue. Green diamonds. The color here is derived from natural radiation. Alpha particles from nearby uranium or thorium-containing rocks displace carbon atoms near the diamond's surface, creating a thin green layer. This is a surface-level effect, which is why a truly saturated, all-natural, fancy vivid green is one of the biggest prizes for a collector. Part 2. Bespoke color and the investment thesis. When we speak of bespoke diamond color, we are talking about finding that sweet spot of saturation, tone, and hue, a perfect shade that may have taken a billion years to achieve. This is a specific combination of chemical composition and geological trauma that results in a unique color signature. The rarity is not academic, it is historically proven. For example, the legendary Argyle mine in Australia, the world's primary source of pink, red, and violet diamonds, closed its operations in 2020. This was a literal full stop on the supply of the rarest color in the world, sending prices for existing stones into the stratosphere. It is important to address the modern market. While lab-grown diamonds, LGDs, can now replicate the color and chemical structure of natural fancies, they operate in a completely separate value sphere. LGDs offer consumers accessible color, but they lack the billion-year geological story, the finite supply curve, and the certified heirloom status that drives the immense investment value of natural stones. Their lower price point secures the high-end natural market, confirming that the ultimate luxury remains the certified geological miracle that can never be replicated. Concrete investment value. The value of these heirloom hues is not subject to the same market volatility as other assets. Historically, while the stock market and white diamonds may fluctuate, top-tier fancy color diamonds have consistently appreciated. The Fancy Color Research Foundation reports that over the last 2 decades, pink diamonds have delivered a cumulative average return of nearly 400%, far exceeding the returns of the S&P 500 over the same period. Consider the auction market. The Pink Star diamond, a 59.60 carat, fancy vivid pink stone, sold for an astonishing $71.2 million in 2017. The Oppenheimer Blue, a 14.62 carat, fancy vivid blue diamond, which set a record at the time by selling for $57.5 million in 2016. These stones are measured not just in dollars, but in price per carat. The Williamson Pink Star, an 11.15 carat stone, sold in 2022 for over $5.1 million per carat, setting a world record price per carat for any diamond ever sold. They are portable, private, and an exceptionally concentrated form of generational wealth. They are a hedge against market instability, possessing an intrinsic value dictated by geology and finite supply. For investors, the GIA Fancy Color Grading Report is the definitive proof of a stone's bespoke nature. This report must confirm the diamond is natural fancy color and provide the critical color grade, e.g. fancy vivid pink, which is the single most important factor determining its multi-million-dollar value. Part 3. The cutter's art. Customizing the hue. The final step in achieving a bespoke diamond color is the role of the cutter. A white diamond is cut to maximize light return and brilliance, a concept known as fire and scintillation. A fancy color diamond is cut to maximize color intensity and depth, a concept called face-up color. The cutter uses specialized shapes, such as the radiant or cushion cut, to essentially trap the light and deepen the saturation of the hue as the light passes through the stone. They must strategically leave a thicker pavilion, the bottom part of the diamond, to reflect the color back to the viewer, even if it sacrifices some brilliance. This careful sculpting is a calculated risk, where the mastery of geometry and light is used to amplify the unique, innate color of the gem. For instance, a cutter might choose an uneven cut depth to deliberately pull the color in one area, creating the saturation required to jump from a fancy intense grade to the far more valuable fancy vivid grade. This difference in grading can multiply the stone's final value by 2 or 3 times. Furthermore, the bespoke color is often defined by its secondary modifier hues. A diamond is rarely just fancy blue. It is more often a fancy vivid purplish pink or a fancy intense greenish blue. The modifier, confirmed by the GIA, dictates the exact shade. A collector may prefer the warm tone of a fancy intense yellowish green over a pure fancy intense green. The cutter must orient the raw crystal to deliberately suppress an undesirable modifier, like brownish, or enhance a desirable one, like purplish, to unlock the stone's highest potential bespoke color grade. The bespoke diamond, therefore, is the ultimate expression of the modern luxury ethos, a perfectly unique asset dictated by geological miracles and finished by human artistry, an inheritance of color that truly stands alone. Conclusion. So, is the ultimate luxury the brilliance of a colorless stone, or the unparalleled rarity of a fancy vivid red? The answer, as the most sophisticated collectors know, lies in the heirloom hues, the stones that defy the scale, carrying a lineage and a value that will only deepen with every passing century. Let me know your thoughts on this fascinating world of colored diamonds in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rarest of gems, please hit that like button, share this video, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next expose on the most exclusive facets of wealth. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.